Have you ever gotten a raise and thought, finally, I can save more money now? Maybe your salary increased by 10%. Maybe you started making an extra $500 or even $1,000 every month. At first, it feels like everything is about to change. You imagine your bank account growing. You imagine investing more. You imagine finally getting ahead. But then a few months pass. Your income is higher. Your spending is higher. And somehow, you still feel broke. So where did the extra money go? The answer is something called lifestyle inflation. And it's one of the biggest reasons people can earn more money every year without becoming significantly wealthier. The scary part? You usually don't notice it happening. It happens slowly, one upgrade at a time. And by the time you realize what's happening, your old lifestyle feels impossible to return to. So let's understand why your expenses grow faster than your salary, and more importantly, how you can stop it. 1. The raise doesn't feel like a raise for long. Imagine you earn $4,000 a month. Your rent is $1,200. Your transportation costs $400. Food costs $500. Entertainment, subscriptions, shopping, and everything else costs another $1,100. That leaves you with around $800. Then you get good news. Your company gives you a raise. Now you're making $4,500. You think, that's an extra $500 every month. But then you start making small changes. You move into a slightly nicer apartment. You upgrade your phone. You start eating out more often. You take more rides instead of public transportation. You buy things you previously considered too expensive. None of these decisions feels crazy. But together, they can easily consume most of your raise. Instead of saving $500, you might save only $100. And eventually, even that $100 becomes part of your lifestyle. This is the raise trap. Your income increases, but your lifestyle quietly follows it upward. 2. Your definition of normal changes. This is where human psychology becomes important. Imagine you've always driven an inexpensive car. Then you get a better-paying job. You buy a nicer car. At first, you're excited every time you get inside. But after a few months, something changes. The car doesn't feel luxurious anymore. It just feels normal. Then you start noticing even nicer cars. Suddenly, the car you once considered amazing feels ordinary. The same thing happens with almost everything. Your apartment, your clothes, your restaurants, your vacations, your technology, your entertainment. Humans adapt. What once felt like a luxury eventually becomes part of your baseline. And once your brain accepts a higher standard of living, reducing it can feel like losing something, even if you were perfectly happy before. That's why lifestyle inflation is so difficult to notice. You don't feel like you're spending more. You feel like you're simply living normally. 3. More money creates more permission to spend. There's another psychological trick. When you earn more, you feel like you have permission to spend more. You tell yourself, I can afford it now. And sometimes that's completely reasonable. You should enjoy some of the money you earn. The problem is when every increase in income becomes an excuse for a permanent increase in expenses. You get a $500 raise. You spend $400 more. You receive a $1,000 bonus. You find a way to spend $900. You get promoted. Suddenly, your monthly expenses increase. The pattern becomes more income, more spending, same financial stress. Instead, the goal should be more income, more saving, more investing, more freedom. That's the difference between earning more and becoming wealthier. 4. Social media makes lifestyle inflation worse. There's another force quietly influencing your spending. Comparison. You open Instagram or YouTube. Someone is traveling. Someone bought a new car. Someone moved into a luxury apartment. Someone is eating at expensive restaurants. Someone is showing off a designer watch. And even if you don't consciously think about it, your brain starts comparing. You might think, I'm working hard. I deserve that too. Then your spending starts increasing. You upgrade your wardrobe. You take more expensive vacations. You start eating at better restaurants. You buy things partly because you want them and partly because they make you feel successful. This creates a dangerous cycle. You earn more. You spend more. You need to earn even more to maintain the lifestyle. So you work harder. You earn more. Then you upgrade again. Eventually, you can make a very good income and still feel trapped by your expenses. 5. The convenience trap. Modern technology has made spending easier than ever. Food can arrive at your door in minutes. A car can pick you up with a few taps. Entertainment subscriptions renew automatically. You can buy almost anything without leaving your home. Convenience is useful, but convenience can also become expensive. Think about all the little decisions you make. Ordering food because you're tired. Taking a ride because walking feels inconvenient. Paying for multiple streaming services. Buying something because shipping is free. Getting coffee because you're already outside. None of these purchases looks financially dangerous, but hundreds of small purchases can become thousands of dollars every year. And because the purchases are small, your brain doesn't treat them seriously. That's the problem. Small expenses don't feel expensive until you add them together. 6. The subscription effect. Subscriptions deserve special attention. One service might cost $10. Another might cost $15. Another $12. Then you have music, cloud storage, fitness apps, software, entertainment, memberships, and other recurring payments. Individually, they look harmless. Together, they can become a significant monthly expense. And because subscriptions are automatic, you don't experience the same psychological pain as handing over cash. The money simply disappears. That's why once every few months, it's worth asking, am I still using this? If the answer is no, cancel it. You don't need to eliminate every enjoyable expense. You just need to make sure your money is going toward things you actually value. 7. Why spending feels better than saving. There's a simple reason this battle is so difficult. Spending gives you an immediate reward. Saving gives you a future reward. If you spend $100 tonight, you immediately get dinner, entertainment, or something new. If you save that $100, nothing exciting happens. Your future self benefits, but your present brain doesn't get much excitement. That's why relying on willpower isn't enough. You need systems. If you receive your salary and wait until the end of the month to see what's left, you may spend almost everything. Instead, make saving automatic. Your money should move towards savings or investments before you have an opportunity to spend it. Don't save what's left after spending. Try to spend what's left after saving. That small change can completely transform your finances. 8. The best way to handle a raise. Here's a simple rule. When your income increases, don't immediately increase your lifestyle by the same amount. Suppose you receive a $600 monthly raise. You could decide beforehand. $400 goes towards saving or investing. $100 improves your lifestyle. $100 stays available for flexibility. Now you're still enjoying your success, but you're also turning your higher income into wealth. And repeat this every time your income increases. Promotion? Save part of it. Bonus? Invest part of it. New job? Increase your savings rate. Side income? Keep a percentage instead of automatically spending everything. Over time, something powerful happens. Your income rises, but your lifestyle rises more slowly. That creates a widening gap, and that gap is where wealth is built. 9. Focus on the gap, not just the income. People often obsess over income. They ask, how can I make $100,000? But income is only one part of the equation. Imagine two people. Person A earns $100,000 and spends $98,000. Person B earns $70,000 and spends $50,000. Person A makes more money, but person B has a $20,000 gap. Person A has only a $2,000 gap. The person earning less may actually have more room to build wealth. Because wealth doesn't come from income alone. It comes from the difference between income and spending. Your financial future lives inside that gap. 10. Give your future self the raise. Here's the mindset shift that can change everything. When your salary increases, don't ask, what can I buy now? Ask, what can I keep? You don't have to live like you're still earning your old salary forever. Enjoy your progress. Buy things that genuinely improve your life. Take vacations. Celebrate your success. But don't allow every extra dollar to become a permanent expense. Because the real reward of earning more isn't necessarily a bigger house, a more expensive car, or a luxury lifestyle. The real reward is freedom. Freedom from financial stress. Freedom to handle emergencies. Freedom to leave a job you hate. Freedom to take opportunities. Freedom to eventually work because you want to, not because you have to. And that freedom comes from owning more assets and depending less on your next paycheck. So the next time you get a raise, remember this. Your salary can increase. Your lifestyle can increase. Or your wealth can increase. Ideally, all three grow. But your wealth needs to grow faster than your lifestyle. Because if every raise disappears into a better lifestyle, you'll spend your entire career earning more money without actually getting ahead. But if you capture part of every raise, invest it, and let it compound over time, something changes. Your money starts working alongside you. And eventually, you stop asking, why am I still broke even though I earn more? And start asking, how much freedom can my money buy me? That is the real goal. Not looking richer. Not spending more. Becoming financially stronger every year. If you want to understand the hidden money habits that keep people broke, even when their income keeps increasing, subscribe to Money Secrets. Because sometimes, the biggest thing standing between you and wealth isn't your salary. It's what happens to your money after you receive it.